This is yet another special episode of the Skalo podcast that is brought to you by Skalo Pictures in partnership with Photobomb, a latest makeup zone ZW, Spring Mile branding, as well as Atletas Red Soul. My name is Washington Sivanda, aka Uma Rasta. Namhlanje won't ingcici. Chicken in FC. So I'm branded, visible. I'm dressed by Chicken Inn Football Club, and joining us today is the media officer for Chicken Inn FC, the Gamecocks. Branko is keeper now. Nothing so.
Sure.
Maybe first question, maybe Chicken Inn FC. Chicken Inn FC, besides being the team from Bulawayo, the Chicken Inn FC is
Alright. But besides being the team from Bulawayo, so I mean, at the end of the day, we all represent our beautiful city, Bulawayo, along with our brothers, Highlanders, Bulawayo Chiefs, and Bulawayo City. That's in the Premier League. But there's actually a lot of sports teams that are pushing the same agenda. One of keeping Bulawayo up there. And the latter as a club, we basically benefit from most of those small clubs, because if you look at our first team this year, we've got Brighton from the Zebra Revolution, that is a team in Nku Nkala. You look at Muza, our top goal scorer, came from Talent Vision, which is in Division 1. So we are truly appreciative of the sphere that we survive in. But well, back to Chicken Inn. I digress. I'm a media person. Back to Chicken Inn. Chicken Inn was not always Chicken Inn. It was founded in 2004 as Bakers Inn Football Club. So it was pretty much a social club of armor workers from Sembisa brands, which and then in 2005, that's when the company started to sponsor them.
I want to be serious.
All cars, and then after that, obviously the team then registered in Division 3 and is City. The rest is history. 2010 is Chicken Inn Football Club as a Tatage Bascot Championship, which led to a promotion to the Premier League, of which 2011. That's when Chicken Inn Premier League. But it's really been an amazing journey with history. But if you go back again, you will know that the Chicken Inn even a formation. The mission and vision all speak to one thing: sustainability and the growth of players and the club as a whole. Many times you find that teams are best and they live and die, Masinyane. But as a club, we are trying to build something that will last possibly forever, if there is a forever. Obviously, you know that over the years, it has always been either Highlanders, Dynamos, and Caps United, touted as the big three. But for us, it's not just about numbers now, it's also about the achievements on the field of play. To say, as young as we are, we actually have a championship on the back. As young as we are, in the past 3 seasons, we've either been number 4, 3, 2. Meaning it puts us up there in terms of performance. Meaning as a club, we are a business in that most people have called us a departure lounge. We are a departure lounge. We get a player, they move out. So if you go out there outside the country, you look at the likes of Tenesh Kadebe, they pass through our hands. Elvis Chippers, a lot of players have gone on to make it outside of Zimbabwe. And we believe it's the Chicken Inn ideology, it's the Chicken Inn brand. So you also asked maybe in the beginning that Gamecocks, that's like our tag. We are the Gamecocks. Obviously a chicken, male chicken is a cock. So we play the game. That's why we are the Gamecocks. But we also tell people that we are Chicken Inn Dopola. That's what a chicken does. Yeah, Dopola. So that speaks to the many teams that have fallen at the boots of the Gamecocks.
Ngancane bake balitopole nje
Khona vele okuzoqakathekile khona lapho singatopola lathi kumele siyobuya.
Quite interesting. I'm sure the history is quite clear. With Chicken in Suga, you also mentioned that you also won the championship in 2015. Amanyama team aside with that of course, but it's a story for another day. Talking of the structures, we spoke about the senior team. Are there any other?
Yes, we have a very vibrant junior policy, and that it's been consistent. It's always been there under 13, 15, 16, 17, 19. Actually, our development side is in Division 2 now, and they are not doing too bad. We like that it's mostly young men. We actually registered one of them just this window, but over the years we've had a few of them coming from juniors up to senior level. We're also in the process of registering a females team. We believe sport should cut across. So we are working on it, and also our supporters. We've got amazing supporters who also want to create their own supporters Chicken in FC. So soon, one of these days, you will be seeing a social team with Chicken Nku Nkala. So we really appreciate what the guys have been doing for the team. They are really involved with the team. They come up with their suggestions, and we always respect them as the supporters.
Which takes me probably to my next question. How have you managed to grow the brand Chicken In? I'm sure you are the media officer now. Maybe tell us, when did you join Chicken In, and how have you managed to engage the fans that you're saying, if though how have you managed to engage the fans, the people that love Chicken In Football Club, the people who have been with Chicken In since 2004 up to date?
To be honest, we have a lot of people that actually do not miss our matches. But in terms of growing numbers, it's a process. It's not an event. And it's a process that probably is affecting, I would say, maybe 15 of the 18 Premier League teams. In that you have your traditional Dynamo supporters, traditional Highlanders supporters, traditional maybe mine towns actually enjoy a little bit of support. Like Mandaba, for instance, you go there, it's a fortress when Platinum is playing, but because there is an identity issue, a pride issue that goes with everyone that stays in Shabana to say this is our team. But the biggest problem now with everyone else is that we're coming into a culture that recognizes specifically, especially if you're in Bulawayo, that will recognize Highlanders as the one team that is truly representative of Bulawayo. But not taking anything away from everyone else. It's a culture that will possibly need to change at some point. But the biggest problem, like I've been trying to say, is that you find that because we have no routine in terms of all the other clubs. For instance, when you say Bulawayo City, who is Bulawayo? It's everyone. Where is Bulawayo City's base? You will find they are using Barberfield Stadium. Who is known for Barberfield? It's Highlanders. But if you go to Brighton, if you go to Sheffield, they've got an identity. Sheffield United has got a stadium. People that stay around that area have got that pride going with them to say, we are this. Obviously, there's a lot of people that stay in Lufeve now that know that it's a Chicken In home, that will not miss a match. But that becomes a problem. But if we had our own home, it would be easy to then say that person is specifically here for what? For the chickens. So I think it's a big problem that goes beyond just the club, that goes beyond the marketing of the club, that also should involve even the mother body in PSL, Zephyr, because for starters, if a Highlanders match is $3, people will go to a Highlanders match because it's a culture sort of thing. You don't even want to worry about that. But for us, that are audience building, there should be a sort of incentive for someone even that does not love Chicken In, that loves football, to say I'm going to watch a game because it's dollar.
Or Mahara.
Or Mahara. Because we're audience building. Because that's how it happens. You know I've got an arts background. When I was doing a festival in Baybridge, it was called Baybridge Arts Festival. I think it was in 2014. Winky D came there with a lot of cities. That was before his hit song Disappear. He gave me all those cities and said, give them away.
To the crowd.
We gave them away. 2 months down the line, Disappear was the bomb. What happened? Everyone had the product and they fell in love with the product. So you will find even, I grew up at Highlanders, but attending chicken and matches, training, I fell in love. Now you ask me which is the best team in Zimbabwe, I'll tell you it's chicken and. But it's what I got used to it, I realized the beauty of it, and I saw the potential in terms of growth. But going back to your question again, that what have we done? We now live in a global village. A global village is that social media is here to plug the gap that was not easy to fill back then. When I first got to Chicken Inn, I think our Twitter page had 37 followers. I think that must have been, I didn't even open it, someone opened it. It must have been opened and left like that. Now we are on 40,000 something. That's more than a stadium full of people that follow us religiously, that we tell news like every day, that we respond to like every day. So we have created a brand that even companies want to be associated with, because amongst other things, you will talk to us on social media and we will respond, personalize it in a way. Send us a DM, we'll respond and tell you that yes, we're good. Talk to this person if it's something that you want from us. If you want to find out about the team, we tell you we're playing at 3, at 2:30, we're going to send to the supporters group the lineup, we're going to send it here, we're going to do this and do that. So it's always been about putting the brand out there, and I may be wrong, but we see the results at the end of the day, both physically and even online, because right now, even with our replicas, we are selling to people that are not even in the country sometimes.
Akon.
Yes, we do have replicas.
Atolakala ngapha Chicken Inn.
Our office is at Chicken Inn Hyper. It's upstairs. But we're working on a plan that they could be found at some of the Chicken Inn shops. So we're still working on the logistics as to how they can be found there. But most of our matches, we've got them. You contact us, we can send it to you.
And they're going for how much?
$20. It's possibly the highest quality jersey at the cheapest price.
Lizwela isimo engikhulumileyo. So the jerseys are available. Now ufuna ukuceca njengami, so go to Chicken Inn ayipha lapana, grab yourself a Chicken Inn jersey for only $20. Try quality but at the lowest price. So you spoke about corporates wanting to work with Chicken Inn. I'm sure Chicken Inn in the league, it happens to be one of the clubs that has got so many partners or sponsors, and as maybe when I can define it. Right. How have you done it? We know when the Chicken Inn bayithande kangako, yet we see what other clubs are struggling. They can't even lure one sponsor or partner.
To be honest, it's a team effort. Team effort in that we've got a very able leadership. Our executive is comprised of very amazing administrators at both company level and club level. So that's the first part. As long as you've got an understanding head, it's easy for everything else to fall into place. Our team as a whole, the club, in terms of players and the technical team, has been doing well, to be honest, like I said, over the past 4 seasons. You find we have not been on the other side of 5. It's always 4-3-2. And if you look at the last season that was played, 2019, we almost got it. I mean, we lost it, but we were fine. If we look at this current season, we had a little bit of a dip in form, but we are still tied with the second place, with the second team, Dynamos, and there's still a few miles to go. It happens. We beat them at their home also. So you find that as long as things are going in order, if the club is performing well, if administration understands, if the supporters understand, if there is brand visibility, then you're obviously going to get partners coming to want to be with you. I don't know about us being the most sponsored, but I believe we are doing fair enough. Medical side, we've got Bonvi, meaning pretty much everyone of us has got medical aid. They've been taking care of that. Water-wise, we are partners with ZLG. We've got Black Shark. They're also involved even with our kids. In part of the allowances, you find Simisa Chicken Inn. That's it. Nyaratso even gave us a bus, and we also have packages from them. It's an ongoing partnership. You look at Inbox, it's been sponsoring our Men of the Match awards. To be honest, we've just, even for the legal things, a small company that is at Hartsfield does ice. They say we want to be part of the brand Chicken Inn. They give us ice. A gym says want to be part of the brand Chicken Inn. They are partners. So we have all these partners. Some of them mutually beneficial, some of them straight up benefiting us, some of them benefiting them. You look at even First Mutual and Nikos, they are a sponsor. They are actually our current kit sponsor. If you look at our shirts, the main logo is them. So we still have even other partnerships that are yet to start. And we believe that maybe even for Kelme is a big brand, teams like Whiteford, where Kelme, we got a deal from here in Zimbabwe with Kelme China to sponsor some of the kids. So imagine a big brand like Kelme saying Chicken Inn, we're giving you all your first team jerseys. You can buy replicas and whatnot, but that.
So all the teams in Bulawayo, Kelme are getting Nku. So Chicken Inn, they've been doing the things.
People like winners. To be honest, if there was a Bulawayo law, we'll be champions every season.
Well, so that's Nku Nkala, Nku is joining us today on the Scholar podcast. We're talking about the chemicals. The main topic is brand visibility. I'm sure of what importance is the brand visibility in a football setup or in a football team? Because you spoke about turning sport into business, just like what you've been doing. How important is it for a team to push the brand and make sure that each and every thing that relates to the team is visible? You spoke about the jerseys. That's a nice one. I've seen other teams in Bulawayo, maybe to mention it, Bulawayo Chiefs. They're one of the teams that is also doing so well. Lina is Chicken Inn. When as the media officer for Chicken Inn, in your own understanding, why is it so important to brand that brand visibility?
Alright, like I said earlier, that in this global world, you can't pretend you exist in a vacuum. So that visibility is what brings about the business. To be honest, if you look at Bulawayo Chiefs in terms of the game, you'll find that they've been fighting relegation most of the time. But in terms of brand visibility, they actually are the ones that knocked all of us up into waking up to understand that, guys, you know what, it's not just about playing, it's also about how you are seen out there. You look at their numbers, they are close to 70,000 if I'm not mistaken. You look at the sponsorship that they have with Moors, is purely because they are visible. Because if it was about who is big, who is traditional, obviously we know who would have the most sponsors. But now, because of the legal things that we've been doing online, even for Chicken and even for Bulawayo Chiefs, even for Highlanders to a certain extent, you find that all those things are what is bringing the corporate world into what we are doing. You will find that we've also changed the mindset of disunity with the way Premier League teams have been socializing. Back then, you would not see a Dynamo's brand agree with a Highlanders brand, or play with a Chicken Inn brand, or play with a Bulawayo Chiefs brand. It was Bulawayo teams, Harare teams. It was never about. But now, because we've managed to banter along the way, all of us, we are creating some sort of unity where you find someone priding in that they've got a Chiefs shirt, yet they're Dynamos. They've got a chicken shirt, yet they are Caps United. They're not saying I'm not Caps United, but we have breached that gap that has always been there, that all that is because of brand visibility. All that is because of ukuvulela as a people to say, you know what, we're here for you to criticize us. We want to learn from you, amongst other things. We get criticism, trust me, we get criticism, and we take in some things we don't. But at the end of the day, we know that we're in a global village, we do not exist in a vacuum, and that pretty much means that there's certain things that we need to do, knowing that there's people that are judging, but also fully aware of that without that visibility, we will die. We are pretty much like artists. Fair and fine, Westlife may have rocked the late 90s and maybe early 2000s, but if they do not release another album, they will die a natural death. So football, in the same as music or film, if you are not active, you die a silent death. So you need to combine all those things. Like I said, our executive is amazing. They're involved with the team. Admin on its own, the secretariat, those that are running, like our administrator was a player, Matao, will be running almost every day. Makanyis will be running almost every day. But it's part of the teamwork, such that the team down there should not see any problems. Our duty as the secretariat is to make sure that things are moving. My duty as media is to make sure that people know we are there. People see our professionalism. People want to be involved with us. People know they can interact with the team, whether good or bad. I mean, sometimes we lose, and I feel like I wish the earth could open up, but I know I still need to update people that we lost. It's painful, but it's part of the job. So you tell people, guys, we lost, and it happens.
Oh, so Chicken in FC doing the things. Good Twitter, lapana Twitter space. Angazi Chicken in the Blowy Chiefs. Hlala kutotolana ku Twitter. I've seen also the big brothers. They've also joined in the Caps United. Take us through those kutopolana kumbana ku Twitter. How did you come up with it, and how has it helped to grow the brand? Because I'm sure most of the followers, they love the conversations. Topolana Konkana, it's what has drawn people to actually follow and like your pages.
To be honest, when it started, it wasn't this easy. We actually faced a lot of criticism, especially from people in the media. I remember at some point, both me and the Chiefs guy, I come from an arts background. I remember some journalists actually saying, why don't these people go back to their drama things? They were called drama things. Why don't they go back to their drama things? Because now they are coming, this is soccer, and they are now bringing their art into soccer things. Why was this about joking with Dynamos and joking with Caps? But then Caps United got into it, started playing, talking about, we're coming to Bulawayo, this is, hope to see you guys. And you know, you go to a match, and the first time a picture of me was online, no one knew I was running those pages. It was because of a Caps United guy. He took the picture and posted it. Dear Rasta, we are so I denied it. We went to Platinum. Platinum had created a group called FC Supporters. Same thing happened. The guy posted again. Rasta, where are we? So at the end of the day, I couldn't hide it. And then, but I thought, why should I hide it anyway? It's part of the job. So it's something that has brought us all together. There's now a thin line. Back then, it was, you are Dynamos, you are Chicken. Now we are all soccer fans. At the end of the day, we know that is the beautiful game of soccer. We do not need to fight. So back then, you know, if it was certain teams, one way or the other, it would end in bloodshed. But now we are able to even joke about the scoreline that is bad. I mean, Dynamos will go and do a poster of a dead chicken. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are saying we should die, but it's part of the engagement with the fans.
And that's what excites the fans.
Exactly.
So Nku Nkala lapana weyichasisa abantu abathe beyiqalisa indawo leyo kutopolana ku Twitter. So many did not understand it, but now Sebechona kona pa. Then moving forward, I'm sure you spoke about the chicken being able to departure lounge. They've been shipping out players, but we've seen good of late players are sold through the use of farmer videos. So we've seen good foreign clubs, original clubs like of Orlando Pirates, Kaizer Chiefs, or Manchester United, or Arsenal TV. They've got their own TVs, chicken. Arsenal TV, Manchester United TV, any prospects of having maybe chicken in TV where people can get to know their players better, any prospects of having something like that. I'm sure it was there. Are we going to see it being revived maybe in the years to come?
It's too bad you asked me a question and you respond to it. But obviously, yes, we had chicken and TV. I want to say we have got chicken and TV, but there is also a lot of red tape when you look at the way things are run in this country. So I think we still need to go back and engage the powers that be to get them to understand that it's no longer like back then when a player needed to go for trials for 1 month to be seen. There should be content available easily for any scout out there, for any club to be able to click into Chicken in TV and be able to watch matches and to be able to see shots of certain players. But our league does not allow for that. We have tried. You are not allowed to record matches. It tends to be ZTN at the current moment that is recording matches. But that puts us 10 steps behind in terms of growth. Because as it is, the modern game of football also involves the science part. It involves analysts. How then are analysts going to analyze if there is no footage? When footage is only gotten from ZTN and the process of getting it from ZTN is actually tedious, or you will find that you may go on with no response for a while. But if the powers that be can self-search or at least allow for voices from outside to tell them how we can best take the sports to the next level, I believe people will be saying TV from each and every club. I believe we'll actually be able to sell more players, because right now most of the players that are for sale, to be honest, is because of agents or connections. But you'll find there's a lot of talent that will not see the door of an aeroplane because we're taking too long to formalize simple things like allowing clubs to record their own footage.
Oh, Nku, we are each other, this way. And so ngichasise fela. Then Nku sesivala sesiqeda, maybe what are some of the lessons can other clubs draw from Chicken In FC in terms of how we have put the brand Chicken In out there, and what are some of the lessons that we have also drawn from other teams? I think within our space, locally. I think let's start from locally.
To be honest, it's not easy for a small brand like ours to be able to tell people this is how you do this. We believe we are still going. We believe there's a lot of things that are still not where we want them to be. But all we can say is everyone should run their race. I'm don't stop. It's never stop learning. Because like I was saying, we're a professional club, but we are still aligning some other things to make it a complete professional club. So obviously, even in terms of visibility, even in terms of my department, media, there's still a few things that I wish for that will not happen overnight, that are a process. I want to be able to run a team, a full media team. I want to be able to partner with organizations even like yourselves to say, I will not get time to run a Chicken In TV. You should run a Chicken In TV. That way, as a business, we're able to say in terms of returns on investment for anyone that has come, or in terms of the brand growing, this is how much people we have employed. This is how much people are benefiting indirectly. These are the numbers that we are reaching out to across the world. This is the certain number that we have managed to bring physically to the stadium because of our brand visibility.
Oh, So the Gamecocks have been doing so. They started so well this season, the 2022 season. They did so well. They were once topping topping the league, but they seems to have dropped in form. And then just to put you on the spot, who drop out the form, you're going to pick up and was it not to say this
in football it happens. Like I said, at some point we were 11 points clear at the top. Right now the top team is 8 points clear at the top. It happens. You get a dip. Now the difference is, what are you going to do after you get the dip? You need to correct your mistakes, and we believe through this transfer window we have managed to fill in a few gaps that we're kind of lacking. So we've brought in, obviously Augusto is back now. Tafaza Coutinho, he just came back from Tanzania. He's going to be playing in the next few weeks. We had a few players injured as well. They're all good. So we believe from here on out we are fighting.
We lost your number one goalkeeper?
No, he's back actually because of a few things that certain contractual things that were not working. So it was better for him to come back home than be in a foreign land where you may end up being taken advantage of. So he's here, but we like that in as much as he had gotten into the departure flight, there's still a lot more from where he came from that are still inquiring. We don't know if we'll finish the season with him. We don't know if we'll finish the season with a few others as well, because we have quite a few inquiries regards our players. Obviously, with most of the leagues, their transfer windows is still open.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, we don't know how it's going to end, but in terms of the championship, it's still far from over.
So in 1 minute, like the number one.
One word. We're not fortune tellers.
So yes, maybe yeah.
Do you think mid-year window period is it an advantage or is it a disadvantage to you as a club, especially into the thing ukuthi umuntu who hit Clive Augusto was on it, epenga ama-goals wasuka mid-season team yasala yathwala nzima yabona. So is it right ukuthi ama-players ayithatha ama-chance and then again into abantu esidonovan stay? What's your opinion on that note?
The biggest problem with football is that, to be honest, it's not a long life. It's got a shelf period. So when you get an opportunity, we truly understand sometimes when players want to jump straight into the plane and go to the next possible best destination. But in all honesty, if it were up to us, if maybe the local football industry, if it was there, then we'll obviously stop most of those movements. But in terms of the positioning of the league on its own, to say our mid-season is pretty much off-season for everyone else, it works for the players in that they are fit to go and start with whoever. But I believe it would actually be better if our league was aligned with everyone else across the world. Then that way it would be easy for a lot of business to be done. It will be easy in that we will not be affected in terms of performance-wise if you have to lose maybe two of your best players. You look at, for instance, Dynamos have got a player out for a month now. He's not going to be there. He's going to be in Belgium. We wish he makes it, but what if he doesn't? And then he has to come back now. And that whole process is pretty much starting from zero. But I guess because it's the cards that we've been dealt, we need to do as we should.
But 1 month ama-trials, I'm sure ama-team members in us, ama-video I'm sure they can see.
To be honest, you know, as the third world, especially to the first world, we will not be taken very serious. I mean, outside of Peter and Love, everyone else needs to go through Europe. If you check, they need to go and play for what is termed the Farmers League or any other league that
France,
Belgium. Yes, they need to go via there, then maybe end the Premier League. But Peter was the only direct kind of flight. So kwesinye isikhathi geography matters, politics matters. You can't ignore those things in terms of football.
Oh, so that was Nku Nkala, the media officer for Chicken Inn Football Club. You see, like, just talking about Gamcocks. Chicken Inn have been doing so well. They were formed in 2004 and they won the league championship in 2015. Nkuti, they've been doing so well these past seasons. It's an 8-point gap corner between them and the log leaders, FC Platinum out here Kavera. So this has been the exciting episode of the Skalo podcast that was brought to you by Skalo Pictures in partnership with the Getters Red Soul, Aletas Makeup Zone, Spring Mile Branding, as well as Photobomb. From me, Washington Sevanda, aka Umar Rasta, Nku Nkala, and the Skalo Pictures team behind the scenes city. Peace.